Think of France today, a unified hexagon. In the 12th century, that image shatters into a chaotic patchwork of independent feudal states. King Louis VII controlled only a tiny area around Paris, completely dwarfed by the massive English Angevin Empire to the west. That sprawling English empire was an accident of marriage. After Louis VII annulled his marriage to Eleanor of Aquitaine, she married the future King Henry II, taking the wealthy lands of southwestern France with her. Meanwhile, the southern region of Languedoc operated as its own world. Governed by the Counts of Toulouse, it was fiercely independent, boasting its own language and Mediterranean trade, completely detached from Paris. Hemmed in by the English to the west and defiant lords to the south, the French crown faced an existential crisis. To survive, the monarchy would have to systematically conquer its own vassals. When King Philip II Augustus took the throne, he understood the geometry of his kingdom's survival. The English grip on the western seaboard had to be broken. His campaign to dismantle the Angevin Empire culminated in the summer of 1214. King John of England bankrolled a coalition, aligning English troops with the Holy Roman Emperor to strike the French crown from two fronts. They met at the Battle of Bouvines. Despite facing heavy odds, the French knights outmaneuvered the coalition at every turn, routing the imperial forces and capturing the enemy leadership. The immediate geopolitical fallout was massive. King John's authority collapsed, weakening his position so much he was forced to sign the Magna Carta, while Philip swept the vast, wealthy regions of Normandy and Anjou directly into the French royal domain. The victory at Bouvines eliminated the greatest threat to Paris and permanently shifted the balance of power in northern Europe in favor of the French crown. With the north secure, the crown turned its attention southward. A religious movement known as Catharism had taken root there, prompting the Catholic Church to declare the region a hotbed of severe heresy. The Pope called for the Albigensian Crusade to wipe out the Cathars. For the French monarchy, this was a geopolitical opportunity. They used the Crusade's holy mandate to invade the wealthy, defiant southern territories. The northern Crusaders used extreme brutality to break the powerful Counts of Toulouse. Entire cities were decimated to terrify the local populace into submission. To hold this territory, the French crown overwhelmed and absorbed immense southern strongholds. Fortifications of staggering scale were either captured or constructed to project royal military might across the region. The monarchy secured the south through calculated military subjugation, replacing local autonomy with direct rule from Paris under the guise of religious purification. Conquering land was only the first step. To ensure the kingdom remained intact, France needed hard, internationally recognized borders to keep foreign powers from reclaiming the newly absorbed territories. The Treaty of Corbeil in 1258 achieved this stability. By trading away territorial ambitions in the Mediterranean, the French secured a permanent frontier with Aragon along the Pyrenees. Inside those borders, the crown deployed an administrative weapon. They replaced rebellious hereditary lords with royal bureaucrats known as baillis. These officials were salaried employees who answered strictly to Paris. They collected taxes, held local courts, and enforced the law, systematically stripping the old regional nobility of their autonomy. Knights and soldiers won the physical ground, but it was the diplomats and bureaucrats who ensured these territories remained unified under a single central authority. Look at the map again. At the start of the 12th century, the royal domain was a tiny island in a sea of hostile empires. By the end of the 13th century, it had expanded to the natural borders we recognize today. By dismantling the English threat, crushing the southern lords, and installing loyal administrators, the Capetian kings ended the era of decentralized feudalism. The High Middle Ages served as the crucible that forged the geographical, political, and cultural boundaries of the French state. The modern nation of France did not evolve naturally. It was meticulously and violently assembled by kings who had to conquer their own country.